you can search in Materia Medica as well. So it becomes a little bit different when you want to search in Materia Medica. You've got a simple search and an advanced search. And the advanced search essentially guides you a little more in the different ways you can search in RadarOpus. So if I wanted to search for, let me just get a little memory jog here. Okay, let's say I wanted to search for Bell's palsy. I'll type Bell and then put an asterisk rather than finish it. And then type palsy. And then I got up to here, search words in English. Oh, hang on. I'll press enter one more time. Now here, search words in English. This is where I specify like a proximity. So I say within 4 words of each other. And then I can just go for all documents. And now because it's got a proximity between the 2 words, it's going to find me meaningful results in keynotes here, Materia Medica, provings. And you'll find that you expand your way of working by using a word search in this way. And the other thing you can do is to view all documents in one list. And that means you can just move around more freely. So you can just scroll down in the content area and move through all of the results. And when it comes to looking in Materia Medica, it's quite nice to view the summary, and then you'll see the actual remedies. There we go. So I can sort of see them more at a glance here. And the other amazing thing you can do is just click on this icon, and it compiles a graph for you of that search. So here we go. And then Corsicum, no surprise, it comes up top with the most, it's been found the most times for that particular search. But let's say we want to look at cadmium sulf. I just double click on the column there, and it redoes the search for me, but looking at the remedy cadmium sulf. And that will come up here. And when you're looking at all documents in one list, that makes the a little bit slower. Sorry, the search a little bit slower. But it's such a powerful feature that I don't mind that too much. So and now you'll see I've got my search tab. You can see I'm building up tabs. So what I've got here, I'll just go through it with you. Repertory, search, Materia Medica, patient, analysis, and graph. So sometimes, let's say I'm not going to look in this Materia Medica, I'm just going to delete that one, and then things get cleaned up a little bit. If I go back to search, you'll see that I've got 2 search tabs within this one. So I'm going to double click on the second one, and that will remove it. Let's say I wanted to now use this information, Bell's palsy, and I wanted to create a rubric from it. Here is, view all documents in one list again. Let's wait for that. Ah, lost it. I'll do it again. There we go, redo that search. Should be the same, hopefully. Within 4 words, try again. There we go. Fine. So if I want, yes.
Sorry, Luke. Can you just do that a bit slower so I can see how you're getting the second line in there? You put Bell and then the asterisk, and then what do you do to get the second line?
Okay, I'll show you. So I'm going to clear this search with the rubber.
Okay.
And then type in Bell asterisk, then enter, and it goes to the next line. If you put an asterisk, it will go to the next line. But if you weren't to put in an asterisk, it's going to show you loads of different things and start suggesting them. So actually, using the asterisk is quite useful, and it will then search for any sort of ending of that word. So it would find like belladonna as well.
Okay.
But what we're going to do is put in palsy 2, then press enter. So you see I have to press enter twice for a word when it doesn't have an asterisk. I'll show you another way of doing this too. And and hopefully we can make it as easy as possible. So then I say where it's a search.
So that was a right click, was it?
No, just on this little icon here where it says search words.
Yeah.
I then go within 4 words of each other. Okay, and then I tell it where to search, all documents, and then away it goes. And then, because I've got view all documents in one list selected, I could then create one rubric out of everything that it's found. It's just if I want to be really inclusive and, you know, show remedies like placenta and aspartame and stuff. So then I do Command Enter, and then it just puts them all into one clipboard. You can see here, and then it will create one rubric for me. Here we go, nearly there. Bell's palsy. And I've got my rubric with 83 remedies in it, using all the repertories and all the Materia Medica documents as well. So I'll run through how you can do that in different ways right now. So I'm going to erase that search, and I'm going to go back to the simple search. And this is, it's kind of more simple in a way. And what I'll do is I'll share, what I've done is saved some particular search queries that I can share with you in Zoom. I'll pop them in the chat and you can download them. So you can actually save your search queries here with this icon, and then you can load them with this icon. So I'm going to load one of mine, which makes things a bit quicker. Sorry, this one, 2 words proximity search. Okay, so we're going to do exactly the same thing, but it is a little bit easier because I've done the hard part for you. So Bell's palsy within 4 words of each other. And that's just the little kind of equation that it needs to do the search. So as I said, I'll share that with you, and then you can do it from within the simple search. And I find it's easier, and it's a bit more flexible as well. If I give you another example of the kind of what you can do with this, I'll clear that one, load another preset query, and I'll do this one. So you can see this line here means it's this word or another word. So let's say I want to put childbirth or delivery. And then for this one, I want to do after or ailments. So it's childbirth or delivery within 4 words of after or ailments. Hopefully that makes sense. And then I just click to go and do the search. And then it will find me those results. And then with such a big search like this, where I've got 1900 hits, I'm going to use the graph icon and then extract the graph. Apologies for my computer running a bit slow. Must be because we're using Zoom too. Yeah, and then I can see all of those results. And when this becomes really amazing is when I go back to my search, and using this icon with the plus, I add a new search tab, and then I put in another word like, let's see, let's just put in another word like vulnerable. If that was a really strong feeling or sensation, then I can search for that. And then extract the graph again, and then it puts one search on top of the other, and you can build up like an entire repertorization in that way. And then it shows you just the remedies that have both before moving to the ones that only have one. That makes sense. I can show you another one that I did earlier. Yeah, or this one. So there's no limit to how many searches you can do. And that means you can work in a variety of ways depending on the type of case before you. Okay, so let's carry on with the search. If you have a question, please do ask or pop it in the chat. That's absolutely fine. I'm going to use the rubber to clear that search. And then just to show you how to search for a remedy. So you can do it from the simple search, but if you open the advanced search, which is this little icon here, you'll see that there's a specific area where you search for a remedy. And the best way to do it really is to learn what the abbreviations are. So you can see Abelmoschus is ABEL with a full stop. So let's say I want to look for sulfur. I type SULPH and then full stop, and then it can see that I want sulfur, and I press enter, and then enter one more time, and we're good because we've got the tick. Then this little icon here to the right of sulfur, I click on it, and then I get new remedy extraction options. So let's say for starters, I'm going to just find underlined symptoms of sulfur, and I'm going to go and search in the repertories. So you see I click on the A to Z and I say search in repertories. And then the old famous one, the ragged philosopher, as fine as silk, comes up. So we can look in Shoren's synthesis and see all the clinically confirmed sulfur symptoms. Or I could look in Scher's mental qualities or Murphy's repertory. And you'll get a different insight based on each author's, the way that they're looking at it and the way their repertory works. If you go back to the Boninghausen repertory, then you're going to get much more the like affinities and the sphere of action. And then you could even say, just show me the only the aggravations. That'll be fine. And then you'll get lots from Boninghausen there. And let's say I wanted to then take all of that information and put it into my own document. So I'm going to do a Command A, select all, and then drag them into a clipboard. And they go. So I've got my 30 symptoms there. And I click on this. It's going to ask me for polar symptoms, isn't it? That's fine. Then I go Command A. And what I need to do is sort them because they get jumbled up, unfortunately. So I go right click, sort, ascending homeopathic order, and then it's done. Then with them all still selected, I right click again, I do copy, and then I go to Microsoft Word. Actually, I just realized the mistake I made there. That's why it's taking so long. That's going to copy the rubrics and all the remedies within them, which is not what I want. I want to do copy symptom text only, and then go to Microsoft Word, and then do paste, and then I've got all my symptoms there. And if I wanted to, if you hold down Alt in Microsoft Word, you can get rid of all that gubbins there, and then it's much cleaner. Someone's arrived, hello. And then I'll delete these. So in general, in the program, like with most programs, if you right click on stuff, you see a menu that tells you about more stuff you can do with the stuff. All right. Okay, let's show you some more interesting things you can do. So let's clear my search. Well, I didn't really need to because I'm still going to do sulfur. Enter twice and then click on the blue thingy. And then I say rubrics containing less than or equal to one remedy. And then I see all of the single remedy rubrics for sulfur in all of my repertories. So I can go, let's say I just want to find the delusions as well. So I start typing delusion, put the asterisk in, then enter twice, and then redo the search. Then I see some of these famous rubrics that we know about sulfur, and then also some other strange ones that perhaps we don't know about, like delusions melodies come into her mind mostly from the past. So I wasn't particularly aware of that as a sulfur symptom. So yeah, it's a great question. It was Varsha, wasn't it, to ask about finding the single remedy rubrics, and that's how you do it. And I'll show you how to do it in a simple search too. So go back to simple search, this icon, and I type sulfur and put the full stop and then enter to confirm. And then to do it from here, I right click and then it's the same window comes up. Then I say rubrics containing, tick, less than or equal to 1 remedy. Okay, search. And let's say I want to search, one of the reasons a simple search is good is it's a little bit more flexible in what you can do. So let's say I don't want to see mind. I put in exclamation point, then type mind, and then it won't fire. It will make sure there's no mind found then. So it goes straight to the next chapter, vertigo. Okay, and then let's say I just wanted to look in the generalities. I type generals. And then, of course, you could take all those into your clipboard if you just wanted to make a study of the remedy or for teaching, etc. So the other thing that you can do when it comes to teaching or writing is within the references. Let's say, okay, we'll stick with sulfur. I've opened my bookmarks. I need to show you how to make bookmarks as well, obviously. Then type sulfur, and let's go to Philip Bailey's sulfur. So I double click. I can go straight to sulfur in Bailey. Let's say I wanted to copy a section of his write-up of sulfur. So I select the text and then Command C, go to Word, and then paste it in. And one thing I should show you, you'll need to set your preferences in this way in your Materia Medica. Once you've set it, that's it. It'll be the same every time you open the program. So mouse function highlights text rather than drag and drop. And that will allow you to copy and paste from the Materia Medica. Okay, right. Any questions at this juncture? You all following okay? Am I going too fast?
No, that's great. Thank you.
Good.
Can I see how did you do the right click again in the simple search?
Yep.
I have a Mac, so how do I?
So let's go from the beginning. So I click on search and it will open, by default for me, it opens the simple search, and you can set what it does by default by clicking on the configuration button, settings button, and here you set F4 or F5, and those are the shortcuts there. Okay, and because I use the asterisk after the word, I turn off use synonyms and roots and branches.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what I do, and then I type the remedy. Let's change remedy to arsenicum, and then you can see the remedies there. I press enter to confirm, then I right click on it, and then let's say tick on the rubrics containing option. I'm going to say less than 10, for example.
Sorry, I got all of that. What was the right click? How did you right click in a Mac?
On a Mac, you can, it should be control click. And if that doesn't work, then there's a way
it's not working on my this thing software.
Yeah, there's a slight problem in the latest version with that. So what you do is you go to trackpad. So hang on, I'll slow down. You do, there's the chat. Cool, I'll check that in a minute. Right, you do command space. Let me hide
command
that.
Space, okay.
Okay, how do I hide that? Yeah, command space, and that opens Spotlight in your Mac.
Yes.
Then you type trackpad, and then press enter.
Okay.
And you see where it says secondary click? You put the tick there.
Okay.
And then it's click or tap with 2 fingers.
Yes.
Okay. Now when you go back into RadarOpus, you tap with 2 fingers on arsenicum, and it should open.
Okay. Got it. I'll make that change.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Perfect. And obviously you can plug in an external mouse, which is what I tend to do. And then you've got the right click on the external mouse as well. But that little bug with the control click we'll fix that in the next update.
So Luke, when you're saying command and you're using on a Mac, what do you do with the PC?
You hold down Control.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. And obviously, you can right click on a PC and that's all good. So let's say with arsenicum, you wanted to compare it to calcarea arsenicosum. You type in calc AR and then you press full stop, enter. And now by default, it's going to find rubrics that have both of those remedies in. There we go. So these are rubrics with them both. The other thing I should say is when you're using the program, when you're sort of using the search, by default, the table of contents opens on the left. And if you want to reclaim that space on the screen, you double click on the tab itself, and then it goes back to showing you full screen. Okay, so this kind of comparative remedy search does work better in the advanced search. So you can see here I type in arsenicum and then calc arsenicosa. Then you see where it says remedies. I click there and then I can say symptoms with at least one of these remedies, or symptoms which they have in common and exclusive. So let's do that. So you see it's built me 3 tabs there. So that's arsenicum and calc arsenicosa there. That's arsenic without the salt, and that's calc arsenicosa without arsenicum. So maybe you wanted to, maybe it's more useful to look at something like belladonna and stramonium, where there are more rubrics for each. So again, I've typed in my 2 remedies, then I click on this option here, and then do my search. And away it goes. And of course, you could then refine the search more. So you could say, okay, only the bold type and underlined. So you click on the blue circle, and then you untick these, keep degree 3 and 4, and then you redo the search. And then it just looks at the more confirmed symptoms there. Okay, and we could look, of course, in Murphy. So let's say you just wanted to look in Murphy. I'll go to up here, window, click on Murphy's repertory, and then go back to my search and say, just look in the current document only, please. And now it redo the search just in Murphy. And that's a bit cleaner and easier to work in that way. So this is super useful when you're differentiating between leading remedies. Okay, some other things that I haven't shown you. In the analysis view, let's open some rubrics there. So let's say I wanted to look at the keynotes of Causticum. You single click or double click depending on your preferences, and then it opens your keynotes, which are written by Eric van Boonsel, who spent a lot of time with George Vithoulkas, so they're very much influenced by his teaching. So they're really very good for the polycrest remedies. So that's nice and simple how you get to that area of the program, the keynotes. From here I can just click on Google and it will do a search for me. It keeps doing this for me at the moment. Yes, I agree. Fine. So then you put in causticum, and you could look for H-pathy, and then you could find a case there, or you could put in any other word you want. Into homeopathy is usually quite good too. And then you can find cases really easily on Google. We've even got a button for Scholten's cure.com website, which is really good for plants and minerals if you're into his work. And here, again, you see we've got tabs within the keynotes page. So I click on families there, and I could see, for example, the related bowel nosodes, the Sankaran miasm, a more conventional miasm. The kingdoms, so you can see that it's built of kali, oxygen, it's a hydroxide. You can see the related remedies, so similars we've got up here. So let's say I want to now limit my repetrization to the complementary remedies of causticum. Click limit, and then I just see complementary remedies. Let's say causticum's done good work and hasn't really completed the case, so I could then look to some of the complementary remedies. And if I want to get rid of that limitation on my analysis, I do Command Z, and it goes away. Okay, so that's the keynotes page. I think that's all we need to do there. Right, let me have a little memory jog of what else I need to show you, and I'll have a look in the chat at what's there as well. Let me see that. We've got some requests here. Oh, cool. Yeah, it is useful to go to Cure straight from Radar. Really useful, and especially because it's like done the Latin spelling for you already, so it is kind of quicker. Okay, some people leaving. No worries. Yep, you can search for as many repertories as you want at the same time.